Hi. So, as the title says, for today's video, I'm going to list like book related stuff I want to do in 2025. So, I don't know, I don't want to call them like resolutions, but I mean kind of resolutions basically. And this is like the first video I'm shooting for the book channel. But it's not gonna be the first video I post because it's kind of like, I don't know. The first video I post should probably be like my introduction or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I've written 8 points down of what I want to do. So I guess I'll go through each of them. So we all know Goodreads does like their year's goal of reading book challenge. And I did that last year. So 2024. Yeah, last year. And mine was 75, but I surpassed it and I read, I think, 119 or something like that, but it was definitely quantity over quality, okay? Like, I know it sounds kind of impressive. Oh, wow, you read 119 books. And they were like proper books and everything. It's just, they were not great books quality wise, okay? They were very much Kindle Unlimited books, kind of just Wattpad fan fictions, just taking a step more. So that's basically what I read in 2024. So for 2025, I want to level up my reading basically. So these are the things I want to do. Other like I don't want to chase the Goodreads reading challenge. I want to do more basically. So here's like the 8 things that I've read so far. Maybe I'll remember more as I'm going through the list, but let's start at the first one. Okay, so first one that I've written down, and I've been thinking about this for a while since last year, is I want to read a book in a different language. So by that I mean I read books exclusive, like so far in my adult years I've read books exclusively in English, but English is my second language. It's not my mother tongue. My mother tongue is Marathi. I'm Indian. But for college, for my bachelor's, undergrad, I did in US. So all the scientific papers, just all like higher education learning, I had to do it in English. And I don't even know why I'm mentioning college, okay? Starting from first grade, I was put in like English medium learning school. So I've always learned schooling, I guess, in English. So even though English technically isn't my mother tongue, I've always learned knowledge in English. I've written in English, I've typed up papers, scientific papers in English. So it's like all done in English. But in school, till 10th grade, we used to have Hindi and Marathi and Sanskrit. I had Sanskrit. So I had different languages, homework and stuff. So I did read and I was writing in different languages. And then for college in US, they make you take like a language. Technically, I could have been exempt, but I really wanted to learn Russian. Yes, I wanted to learn Russian because I wanted to read Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov in Russian. Yes, because I loved that book so much in English. I was like, I want to read this in the original language. And I also just love the architecture, Russian architecture. I don't know. I was just fascinated. So I took Russian as my language elective. And I've always wanted to read in Russian. That's why I started learning it. But I don't think I'm there yet, unfortunately. It's going to take me a long while to be able to read a proper book, like Russian literature in Russian. It's just so dense, even in English. So that's not happening. But I can read in Marathi. It's just very hard for me. So I'm going to find a book to read. And maybe I'll read one of Chekhov's short stories in Russian too. I love Chekhov's short stories. They're just the best. So succinct. just the best. But yeah, that's kind of my goal. I haven't decided what exactly I want to read. I think the best way to read in a different language is something that you've read so many times that you basically know it by heart. So I'll have to really think about it, but that's one of my goals. And then my second goal is to read a physical book. I know this sounds kind of like, what? You don't read physical books? But I haven't. They fully, from the first page to end page, I haven't read a physical book in a very long time. And I have such beautiful editions. I have many of, well, I have like, yeah, many, I would say, 4 or 5 of the Mina Lima books, and they're so beautiful. Then I have a beautiful edition of Pride and Prejudice, which was done by an illustrator who does work for Dior. So it's a really beautiful. And I just have a bunch of classics. I have Wuthering Heights, then I have Jungle Book. I have many. And I also have Well of Ascension, and I have short poems by Emily Bronte, I think. Wait, I don't know. I'll put what I have, maybe. So I want to read one from start to finish. So usually I read ebooks, obviously, and I also listen to audiobooks a lot. I listen to audiobooks when I'm doing my chores, working out, stuff like that. If I really love that audiobook, it like makes me want to keep doing chores. And that is so hard for me. I hate doing chores. So if I can find a book that's making me want to continue doing chores, obviously I love it. And currently I'm reading A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Black Jackson. I always mix those two up. But one author wrote the Jude Duarte series. I'm forgetting the name. Damn, I read it last year in December, so like last month. But anyway, I'm reading Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I finished both 2 books in 4 days, both of those, and now I'm on the third one. Anyway, just to say that I'll end it by saying I want to read a physical book. That's my second goal, basically. And I'm thinking I'm going to start with like a short book, maybe a poems book, or maybe Jungle Book. I love the Jungle Book story. Okay. Third is more learning a language sort of thing. I don't know if you would consider the language. I probably should have done my research before starting to record this video, but basically I want to learn Braille and I want to read a book in it. I don't know how successful I'm going to be in this goal, but it is one of my goals and I do want to follow through. So I at least want to start or beginning. I want to attempt. I want to attempt this goal at least. I'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll keep updates on how it goes. I'm kind of deciding whether I want to create an Instagram account for the book channel or do I want to do it on PixelFed? Is that what it's called? Or I don't know. Like I don't know where I'll update it, but I'll see how it goes. Okay? I haven't tried it yet, and it's 15th January, so 15 days into the new year. And I started making this list on the 24th of December. But so far I haven't attempted, but I will. I will. And this video is going to keep me accountable. Basically why I wanted to make this video. Okay, for the fourth, I want to read again, okay? I want to read the Lord of the Rings books again. I've read them, but I read them like 15 years ago or something like that. It's really showing my age. I'm 28, by the way, okay? So, oh, maybe not 15. I think I read them when I was 15. So 13 years ago, which is a good amount of time ago. And I have audiobooks of them, so I have that. I don't have physical copies, but I don't know if I would have even read physical copies. So I'm definitely going to read the audiobook. I think one of the audiobooks that I have is read by Viserys's actor from Game of Thrones. Maybe, or maybe I'm confusing it. I don't know, but I'm excited to read them because the audiobooks that I have, I don't remember exactly why, but when I got them, I remember being like, "Ooh, this sounds so cool." Like they're read by someone, or they have like extra material in them or something like that. There's something special in them, and I want to read them. Okay, that's it. That's my goal. Okay, so my fifth goal is to like practice on narrating an audiobook. Like I want to see if I like it, how I feel about it, cuz one of my friends was like, "I like your voice. You should try your hand at narrating books." So, obviously I know that narrating books isn't just about voice. That's what I want to learn. Like I've already looked at a bunch of videos on YouTube and stuff on how to do it and what you require to do it. So I know there's a lot of voice acting and also voice modulations. The like you have to be able to express your emotions. Like you can't just have a flat reading unless that's how the story is or that's how the character is, which I would excel at flat characters because that's how I speak basically. Like a very monotonous reading kind of thing. Very flat, very dry humor, very sarcastic, that kind of thing. I think I would excel at. But I'm going to really, I don't know, I'm going to try and push myself in reading different voices. I want to be able to do a dude's voice basically without it sounding weird. You know, that's my fifth goal. And then, oh, I already talked about the sixth goal in the second one, but my sixth one is basically read Russian literature again. And it says, in brackets, it says Chekhov especially. So yeah, I want to read Chekhov's short stories. He also wrote a bunch of plays, but I don't love reading plays. I don't know, it's better acted out, like looking, right? I don't know. I don't particularly love reading plays, but I wouldn't mind reading Chekhov's plays, but I want to read his one of his short stories. I had to take for my minor. I did a minor in Russian. For that, I had to take a bunch of literature classes by Russian authors, and one of them was Chekhov. I took a whole class of the whole semester. I took one class on just Chekhov's books, and we used to just discuss his short stories, his plays, his like regular books. So I want to read one of his short stories again. I don't remember all of them, so this is going to be like I'm reading a new story. So yeah, that's the sixth one. And then seventh is read a play question mark. So I don't love reading plays, like I said, but I do want to read one play. And Shakespeare's stories were mostly all plays, right? So I think I want to read a couple of Shakespeare stories again. I haven't read them in a decade. Makes me sound old, but I mean, the last time I read it, I was probably 14, maybe 16, so 12, 13 years ago. And then eighth is talk and discuss about books, which is why I have uh, decided to like start a different channel. So I have a makeup channel that I have been posting on, not regularly, super infrequent, but I've sort of started made it like making videos since June of 2024, so not long time, 6 months. And I think I have long form 20 or 21 videos on there. And I was going to put all my books and any media, anything on there. But then I thought about it and I was like, um, I'm bad at combining those two. So I think I'm going to just make a whole different channel separate. And so this is going to be just talking about books and showing my beautiful edition books, like special edition books, and discussing like TV shows slash movies, made off of the books. So yeah, that's basically, and I want to start writing proper reviews of the books that I read. So I do rate and I do keep a track and follow the books that I read just to know that I've read them, just to keep track. And I am very good at keeping track of it on Goodreads, but I've also made an account on Storygraph, and I really like how in detailed Storygraph gets. It gives you the time you spend reading something. It makes charts and graphs for you. It's in the name, Storygraph. So I like that, and I think I want to be more active on Storygraph instead of Goodreads. Basically, I just want to start writing detailed reviews. Because whenever I look back on my reviews of books, it makes me laugh. Because they're not particularly funny or anything. Some of them are, but it's good to know my headspace that I was while reading the book and what I thought about it and stuff. I like to know what I thought because sometimes I just forget that I've read that book, and then I look that I have rated it and I've like put it on my red shelf, and I don't remember anything about it or how I felt if I liked that book. So I just want to keep track of it and write proper reviews. So that's basically it. And I haven't thought of anything else. And those are the 8 months that I've written. So I think that's it. That's like, those are my goals for the reading for this 2025 year. So yeah. Let me know if anyone wants to comment their goals. Please do. I would like to know. I love reading comments. I read comments like I'm reading a novel on any video. Like I'll read comments for hours. Okay? So please comment if you want to, because I'll read it. Even if it's stupid. And like if you like it, then yeah, I guess I'll leave because it is, oh my God, it's 4:25 a.m. Why do I do this to myself? Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye bye.